This is Charleston's retirement coach, Brandon Bowen.
And I'm Heather Branch here with Brandon asking for his insight on the things you can get to work on now and effort to prepare as you get closer to that retirement goal line. Thinking about your financial future, finally crossing over into this phase of life you've been working so hard to get to. You can get started working on these things with Brandon. Visit us at bowenwealth.com. We also have links posted in the show notes, so you can just click there, or again, find us anytime at bowenwealth.com. We're going to get a little touchy-feely. We got to talk about some feels and things to think about on a personal reflection when it comes to our retirement. And the first conversation, I do want to talk to you about the idea of legacy planning. And you say you have 5 areas that you feel people overlook or neglect to focus on at all. And we want to talk about that idea of a legacy and estate planning, because you want to make sure that what you want to happen after you're gone does actually happen. And so that's the importance of having that plan. But first, what I wanted to talk about, again, getting into the feels, is the idea of security and having income after you leave the working world, and bringing into the conversation a really interesting perspective. Because when I say the name Tom Selleck, I mean, all the things that we think about Tom Selleck, Magnum PI.
Wait, don't you have a crush on him, or used to? With that mustache?
The mustache. He's a very handsome, here's the thing is that I'm a huge Friends fan. So the years of Dr. Richard Burke, I totally get it. What Monica was in love with. Very handsome. Very tall, dark, and handsome.
Yep.
Everybody loves a little Tom Selleck, I would say. But here's what's interesting. Okay, so the man continues to have an incredible career, even all these years. He's 79 years old. First of all, congratulations to you, Mr. Selleck. Yeah. Looking good. So his hit TV series, Blue Bloods, is coming to an end this year after 14 seasons. But Tom himself is hoping that CBS will continue on and have a change of heart and perhaps bring the show back for a few more seasons. Otherwise, because this is what happened. He was telling Sunday Morning's Tracy Smith, Tom Selleck himself might have to give up his California ranch. Here's a little bit of that conversation.
Hopefully I'll keep working enough to hold on to the place.
Seriously, that's an issue if you stopped working?
It's always an issue. If I stop working, yeah. Am I set for life? Yeah, but maybe not on a 63-acre ranch.
I loved her reaction. Seriously? Because I think that was all of us. Seriously? Tom Selleck is worrying about if he will be able to afford his home after he retires. So, okay, we have to imagine that he continued to rely heavily on his TV show income. And the idea, let's talk about this, the idea of how we think about our income and income sources and streams in our retirement, because a single income stream, I guess it can be risky if we rely on that too much.
Yeah, but I would say that a lot of our listeners right now, if they were honest, I bet you they're only planning on a single source of income being Social Security.
Really?
In retirement, yeah. Because when you come in and we sit down and I look at your plan, that's usually all that I see as far as protected income.
Okay.
And we could even argue how protected is Social Security, right?
Right.
We've done segments on that.
Yep.
Go check the podcast. Okay.
Yep.
But even Tom Selleck, $45 million net
That's
worth.
His estimated net worth, $45 million, and he's saying he can't afford his ranch.
I know. So what this is really exposing is how scary it is to walk away from steady income.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you might be thinking, well, yeah, that's, but this is the scariest decision that if you're still working, this is the scariest decision that you still have to make. Okay. If you've already retired, you might have made that decision, but I don't know. You could be just really stressed, and you're watching the markets every day, CNBC and Fox Business, and you're like, oh my gosh, are we going to run out of money and market crash and the election? And you're gripped by fear, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't have this steady income. So let me pose a couple questions, because I feel like, you that are still working, okay? Is it that you love your job is why you're still working? Or do you love the consistent, steady income that it provides, right? Two totally different things, okay? Because what if your employer were to bring you in, close the door behind you, we got to have a conversation, but actually it's a good conversation, and we have decided in the board, and we've all decided here that we want you to go ahead and retire, but we're going to continue to pay your salary. We're gonna pay you a salary, but you can go ahead and retire. Okay.
Sounds pretty sweet to a lot of people.
So how many of you would be like,
Heck yeah.
what's the catch? Where's the cameras here?
Absolutely,
This
right?
is, because that would sound too good to be true.
Yeah.
Because because you love that income. You need that income. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're scared to retire, and you keep giving these good years that you have health wise, and you keep giving them to your employer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But so what I want to do, I want you to start thinking, okay, all we need to do here, and this is my role, what I can help provide here is I want to replace the idea of your employer with your portfolio. Okay. Your portfolio can become your employer, right?
Yep.
Some of you listening, you can do exactly that because you've saved enough money to generate this income, right? And we can make this happen. You just don't have confidence in your plan because you don't have a plan.
Right. You haven't seen the math.
Right. So as I was saying, let me tell you, I think this best describes this scenario, and it's with a client that became a client about a month ago. Okay. So he came in and he was making about $115,000 a year.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
At a big employer here in town. Mm-hmm. So he's making nice income, but he was having health problems. Okay. Over the past 2 years, he had some health problems, some heart things. And he said, Brandon, I've decided this added stress at work, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
It is not worth it. Let me open up and show you what I've done to prepare for retirement. I've tried my best. Okay. Let me show you what we have. And I would love to get your second opinion here, on what we can do. And so he came in over 2 meetings. We designed a plan, started working and designing his custom income plan. And so we had, he has $1.5 million. Okay.
Yeah.
So he had saved wonderfully.
Yeah.
Across different tax statuses, a lot of tax deferred though.
Okay.
And so we looked at all that and I said, okay, so we were able to then start positioning money for a purpose. And I was able to create $115,000 a year of protected income. Okay.
Using that, you took that 1.5 million that he had saved, and it's like in his working years, the work of that money was to grow. And so it grew that 1.5 million. And now in our retirement years, we got to take that money and make it work differently.
Yes.
So that's what you did. You're like, okay, let's take this 1.5 million and we're going to break it down and we're going to put it here and here and here and here. And so you got him that income, essentially. You were able to replace it.
That's right. It's almost like the money up until now have had marching orders to go climb that mountain.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
You've been telling your money to go grow. Okay.
Yep.
And it's risky and ups and downs and all this. But so now we need to say, okay, time out. Okay.
Good job, money. Good
job,
growth.
money. Now turn around and face me. And I want you to start. We might need to change how you're invested because all that's just tools.
Yep.
Right. It's just, they're tools. Okay.
Yep.
That are out there in the investment world. And there's some tools that are built for growth that have volatility, but there's also tools that are built for safety and for income. Okay.
Yep.
And so for my
tools
client,
that you did not use in your working years that you do want to use in your retirement years.
That's right, because you didn't need them at that time.
That's right.
Yeah. So now we were able to design that, and we still had $700,000 left for liquidity and for growth to keep trying to climb the mountain a little bit. Okay.
Okay. So about half of it's left over to stay kind of in that investment world.
So he was able to he had like, I'm trying to remember. I think he had about like 20 to 25,000 left on his house.
Okay.
And he was like, you know what, Brandon? Tell me why I shouldn't pay off the house. And I looked at his plan. I was like, you need to go write that check when you get home.
Got
Go
it.
pay off your house. And he was like, oh my gosh. And when he came in for, the third meeting, he was like just smiling. He goes, it's like
he just got like a $1,500 monthly raise.
Yes. And he's like, it's like I've dropped 20 pounds.
Yeah.
It's like, it feels so good. I own my house. It's a brand new house, and so he's got like a really, really nice up-to-date house. It's paid off. So he only needs now about 70,000 per year to live on, and that's even having fun and taking some trips and things, right? But so back to the example is, he was working, making a certain income, and we were able to take his portfolio and now crown it as his employer, and he's able to have the same income. Okay,
yeah.
So you listening? What if you could retire but have the same income? Right?
Yeah.
That might be possible with what you have saved at this point. The problem is, let me get down to the brass tacks here. The problem is the person you're working with probably he or she is not a retirement specialist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't really focus in this area because you're probably getting like the same stocks and bonds and let's just keep doing this. And, it's not really custom designed for income. Okay. And that's what we do. That's what we do here at Bowen Wealth. That's why we specialize in those, 55 and above. Okay. That's most of our clients. So the bottom line I want you to take a hard look at and talk with your spouse is, do we have a consistent, protected income stream as our foundation? Okay. That doesn't matter what happens in the market. Okay. One where we can sleep 8 hours a night. That's what Tom Selleck knows, right? That's what he's thinking about, that income from Blue Bloods. And he's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But, I wish I could work with him. And I would show him, hey, let's take some of this other and we can create your Blue Bloods income with what you have saved. Yeah. So if this is you and you know that you don't have this income plan and you want this second opinion, let me encourage you to head on over to bowenwealth.com and click on the contact tab so we can begin a conversation with you right now.
Thanks for listening to Charleston's Retirement Coach Podcast with Brandon Bowen. To learn more, visit bowenwealth.com and join Brandon for his radio show, Charleston's Retirement Coach, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 94.3 WSC.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if J. Brandon Bowen is licensed in your state, please call 843-203-2030. J. Brandon Bowen is an investment advisor representative of Bowen Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. J. Brandon Bowen is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Bowen Wealth, LLC, insurance licensed in South Carolina. Market Guard is a registered investment advisor with the SEC and provides model portfolios only to Impact Partnership Wealth. Market Guard makes no implied warranties or representations and is not liable for any data presented.